daily go get Mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about when is it okay to tell somebody's business tonight? When is it okay to tell somebody's business? Now, a lot of people think that it's never okay. And I can understand why people would say that it's never okay to tell somebody's business. I mean, because certain things that people do, say, or know are private. That's why it's always important to have people around you that love you, that like you, that care about you. And maybe somewhere down in the show, we should talk about the difference between loving somebody and caring about somebody. Because sometimes the two don't seem to go together. And we looking for the things that go together like the Lego blocks, that the things that go together like the Lego blocks of life, the things that really connect. But yeah, when is it okay to tell somebody's business? A lot of people say that it's never okay to tell anybody's business, not even your own business. If I had a nickel for every time somebody tells me that something that I say or something that I would do is something that they would never ever say or do, and which is fine. We got to live. We have to let live. We also have to understand, and we have to let understanding be possible by others. So tonight on the Daily Go Getimism Show, we're going to talk about when is it okay to tell somebody's business, and we may check out a few things and discover a few things on our own about transparency and about privacy and about what's acceptable and what's not, and what should be acceptable, what shouldn't be acceptable. It's a Daily Go Getimism Show. Hump Day Wednesday. I almost feel like I missed this day. I had a long day. Y'all know I'm out of town. What do y'all think about this background? Kind of cool, huh? It's kind of cool. I when I went back and looked at yesterday's show, I started noticing what the differences are in like my background. Of course, my background is it's what I want to call it. I have the banners behind me. I have the Urban Therapy with Sun banner and the Daily Go Getimism banner, and it's lighter behind me, so it brings off a different effect. But I kind of like this, with the brick. It's kind of cool, My cuz gave me the hookup. He was like, "No, you put it on this angle." Actually, I thought of it myself. I would have thought about it last night, but you know what? Last night I was so tired. I had a nice little nap today. What I'm saying? I had to recharge the battery. I was pretty much running on fumes last night when we did the show all day today. Rest in peace to my uncle. We laid him to rest today, put him in the ground. I saw all my peoples. Some very interesting things happened today. And it just got me exhausted and knowing that, listen, man, you can keep going and going and going, but you gotta take some time to recharge your battery, to regroup, to restructure, to breathe out a little bit. You gotta inhale, you gotta exhale, you gotta take some in, but you gotta let some out. I got some sleep tonight. And I'm a lot better for it. Now I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. I swear, last night when I was on the show, I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what I was doing. I felt like I was high off of that caffeine. You know what I mean? Off of that caffeine. I got a clean body. You never really realize how drug free you are until you try a new drug. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, clean body. But let's go. When is it okay to tell somebody's business? Is it ever okay to tell somebody's business? Is it ever okay to share the experiences of somebody else unless maybe they told you that it was okay for you to share it? Is somebody giving you permission to share what they have been through, what's going on with them, and what has happened with them? Is it ever okay to share that with the world or with somebody else unless they give you the okay? Unless they give you the green light? Is it ever okay to say, listen, I know this that happened to somebody else, and so I want to warn you. I want to warn you about falling into this pitfall or into this situation or encountering this. If you know about a dangerous situation, why would it ever not be okay to tell somebody about that situation? If you know that a situation poses danger for somebody else, why would it ever not be okay to share that? Why would that ever be private business? That's one of those human things. It can be, it can still be private business even if it poses a danger to the public because somebody may have told you or you may have seen what happened or know what happened when you weren't even supposed to know. So if it ever comes out that this situation got out, they're going to kind of know, well, I know it couldn't have been uh the source couldn't have been these people over here because they would never tell because they would suffer the consequences. Not that people who get into shit don't tell their own, story about what happened or snitch on themselves or self-incriminate. It's not that they don't do that. It's just that sometimes if we're talking about when is it okay to tell somebody's business, even if you know a dangerous situation, it still may not be okay to share it with the public or share it with somebody private. It might have to. There's a difference between something being private and something being secret, and maybe something might have to stay secret even if other people know. What do they say? A secret is only a secret if only one person knows it. They say if two people knows the secret, and I might not even said that right. I might not have said that right. They say if it's only a secret. What they say if it's only a secret if one person is dead and another. I don't know. I don't know. Bottom line is, let's say you are a gangster. If you're a gangster, you may know a whole lot of things that pose a threat or danger to the public. Private citizens, public citizens, you may know of a whole lot of things that you're into and that your cohorts and your other G's are into, but that is not okay for you to share the details of it. Even though people's mamas, daddies, babies, sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors, classmates, everybody may be in danger because of our gang activity. But guess what? It's it's not it's not up to you as a gang member to share that information with the rest of the public. It's not okay because you are supposed to be sworn to secrecy. You are supposed to keep all of the gang activity, especially the violent ones or the dangerous ones. You're supposed to keep that all to yourself. Does it work out that way? Yeah, know that it doesn't. Yeah, know that it doesn't. Know that it know that cats be snitching on themselves and snitching on everybody else and incriminating themselves. It gets bad because you can't keep your mouth shut. Use a butt hole. I'm going to tell you your soul, just so you can stay out of the hole. Out of the hole. I'm talking about the Bing. I'm talking about when you are down in jail. Sing. The cab sack and cocksocket. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The New York jails. Can't get bail. Talking about being upstate. Yeah, you hate not to be able to be home, but you was wrong because you did all of these things. You not a king. Something like a prince. Hence, and you start singing as you were J. Cole against Kendrick, you little dick. It gets bad out here for a pimp, but use a simp, use a wimp. You could stop your throat. You wrote a whole dissertation for them folks and the DE, the DT. All right. What up, Constantine Penzaru? Hello from North Korea. Now I know you're lying. You ain't wait a minute. If you'd have said Korea, I would have went for it. You ain't I know North Korea. Yo, Kim Jong-un ain't letting you get on this show, but I ain't mad at you. He said North Korea. He said, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Naturalista rap. What up, man? It's good to see me some of you. Yeah, I know how we do. And damn, my Russian people or my Kazakhstan people or my Uzbekistan people, I can't understand how to say your name, and I don't want to mess it up. But I see that you said nice. Appreciate you coming through. And also, Max, thanks for coming through, y'all. So we talking about when is it ever okay to tell somebody's business? When is it ever okay to tell somebody's business? Um, we was just going over a scenario where you might be a gangster, you might you might be a politician. How about that? Just because you're not a gangster doesn't mean that you're not in the gang. You could be in another organization where secrecy is paramount. Right now, Donald Trump is in a whole lot of trouble because he tried to share government secrets, things that were top secret, excuse me, classified. Those are things that you cannot share with the general public. You can't do it. Nobody outside of that General Assembly, nobody outside of the cabinet, nobody outside of Congress, nobody outside of the White House is supposed to know about these documents. Nobody was supposed to know. But he couldn't help himself. Like, look, y'all, look, when I was president, yo, man, look, I got this shit, yo, man. This is what could have happened. This is what I tried to do. You can't do it. So even though he was the president, even though he was the boss at one time, even though he was in charge, it wasn't okay for him to tell his business, even though it involved him, even though he was the centerpiece of the whole operation. No, it's not okay for you to share that business, not even your own business. You have to learn how to keep your mouth shut. That's one of the things of the job. That's one of the facets of the job that you cannot circumvent. You can't get around it. You can't just do what you want to do. Now that's whether you like Donald Trump or not. I don't, but shoot, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Not everything that everybody says is dumb. Not everything that everybody or anybody says is smart. It might be smart to some people, dumb to other people. It go how it go. It's all love. Let me see. Mad Max says, how do you feel about Russia and Putin? I'm glad that Russia and Putin are very far from the United States. But see, I'm 53. I'm not a young cat. So I remember the Cold War. I do. I remember being afraid that one day, the Allied forces, or should I say the USSR, was one day going to point their missiles at the United States and wipe us off the face of the earth. Was it ever really going to happen? Probably not. But that's what the Cold War was. It was the threat of nuclear abomination, nuclear destruction. It was the threat of the United States, the place where I live, the place where my ancestors come from, the place where everybody that I know and love came from, being destroyed because of some leaders being mad at each other. Because when they say that this country doesn't like this country, what does that mean? I didn't know any Russians. I didn't know anything about Russia. I didn't even understand what the difference was between Russia and the USSR. I didn't know the countries that made up the USSR. I didn't understand the territories. As I got older and I started learning more about history and things like that, I understood it. But I was a grown man, like maybe 19 years old by the time I really understood all of that. So Russia and Putin and all of that. Putin doesn't seem like he seems like a dangerous man to me. He's from the old USSR. He doesn't seem to be. Now this could all be American propaganda, but he doesn't seem to be the type of person that's rational. He doesn't seem to want to. He seems like he has really really big territorial interests, and all major, well, no, should I say, all powerful countries do the same thing. It's not like the United States doesn't have territorial interests also, because they do. We have places that weren't the United States, the continental United States that are now the United States. We have Puerto Rico, we have Guam, we have Alaska, we have the Islands. Those weren't and aren't in the continental United States. So how did they become part of the United States? So we do the same things that other countries do, but we don't call it the same thing. It's propaganda. It's propaganda, baby, and we got to do better. You know what? What's that? Mud Dog 71. He says, "Damn son, you look like an old as fuck LL Cool J." You know what's funny about what you say about that? When I was younger, people used to say that I look just like LL. But see, you have to consider, and it's funny because in years I haven't heard anybody say that I look like LL Cool J. But when I was in my 20s and my 30s, people used to be like, "Yo, y'all could be brothers," which is interesting because when I was a teenager, nobody thought that he and I looked the same. But he always wore a hat, and I didn't wear hats. He, you know, and LL is 2 years older than me, but actually, since he was born in the beginning of 68, he's more than 2 years. He's like more like 2.5 or more years older than me, but he never wears hair on his face anymore. Remember back in the 90s, he had a little shadow beard, you know what I mean, a little mustache and all of that. As he got older, he looks like he's younger because he still works out, takes care of himself, it looks like, and he doesn't have any hair on his face. So you would never see LL with the silver beard. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see him with a silver mustache. So, an old as fuck LL Cool J, I'll take that. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. But it's all good. Just come and visit us. Where in the USSR? I'm sorry. In Russia? All right, I wouldn't mind visiting. Respectfully. Oh, okay. No, I didn't take it as a diss. I didn't take that as a diss. Don't listen, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. I do this show every day. And what we're not going to do on this show ever is we're not going to get all personal. I don't care. Listen, if you come through here, you supporting this channel, you participating, you can ask questions, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't censor people, and I don't tell you what you can say and what you can't say. I know on other channels, they don't want you to be disruptive. They don't want you to listen, you grown, you grown, whoever you are. I don't even see what you look like. You can speak on what I look like. So, I mean, I'm not up here to be all thin skinned and get all extra sensitive on you and be like, no, my moderators need to get them out of here. We're not doing all of that. You know what I mean? You come through, man. You express yourself the same way as I make up these topics and I express myself and tell y'all how I feel about them and what I think. You have the power to do the same thing. So we gonna keep this thing going back and forth. I appreciate you coming through, but I ain't gonna be mad. But I mean, I like the way you put respectfully on there because that is respectful, and I'm big on respect. But just know, you know what I mean. We tough over here. We keep this thing good. He said, "Damn, black don't crack for sure." Yes, it do. Trust me, son. I saw some cracking blacks today. But when it's good, it holds up well. When it's good, it holds up well. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. All right, so when is it okay to tell somebody's business? When is it okay? When is it okay for you to say, listen, this is what such and such was doing, and somebody needs to know about this? When is it okay to not seem like you are keeping it real? When you're not keeping it 100. What is actually 100? We talk about people keeping it 100. Now, some people will say that keeping it 100 is always expressing yourself, telling the truth, being honest, sometimes being honest to a fault, sometimes being ratchet, sometimes throwing caution to the wind, sometimes not being tactful, not being discretionary. People say that's keeping it real because you're not trying to regulate yourself, mitigate yourself, or take into consideration how other people think, feel, or do. Other people would say you keeping it real when you protect somebody else, when you're honest with somebody else, when you're real about yourself or real about other people to other people. So, I mean, let me ask y'all this question. If somebody is keeping it 100, in your view, what are they doing? What are they doing to keep it 100? I'm going to tell you, from my point of view, keeping it 100 is anything you do. Because anything you do is what can be done. Those are the possibilities right there. Anything that can be done is a possibility. But y'all might not accept that answer because y'all might say, well, you're just being politically correct about it. So you're saying that this motherfucker over here can act like a dickhead, and this one over here can act like an angel or a saint, and neither one of them might not be telling the truth, but both of them may be telling a certain truth of themselves. So I'm going like that. I'm going in that direction. But let me see what y'all think. Let me see. Mud Dogs 71. He says, hell no. I was talking to this older. Okay, hold on. I was talking to this older lady. She was in her 60s, built better than most 20-year-olds. Wow, not a single wrinkle. She found out I was 23 and left me alone. Ain't that something? Oh, you was trying to what? Oh, you was trying to you was trying to catch yourself a cougar? Yo, you better get them tranquilizer shots, man. Them cougars is wild, son. They wild. They might bite you on your throat. You know what I mean? They take you down. You know she trying to take you down to see what you are all about. I legit thought she was 30. Wow, that's some shit. That's some shit. Care Bear, thanks for coming through here. I appreciate you. He says it's okay to tell someone else's business when they say it's okay. Sounds acceptable. But what if they don't say that it's okay, but the shit that they doing is mad foul? What about when it's foul? You know? Like, no, you can't tell what I did, but what they doing is some nasty shit. Some dirty shit. Some illegal shit. Some underhanded. Like, your brother-in-law might be trying to get with your cousin. That's their business, right? That's their business. Your brother-in-law, your sister's husband is trying to get with your girl cousin. And she acting like she with it, like, well, my cousin don't be treating him right. My cousin don't be treating him right. She don't be cooking for him. She don't be talking real nice to him. He's a good man. He's a good man. Deserves a good woman. I'm ready to open up my legs and let him go swimming all up in his guts. He can have some butts and some cuts. I'm going to be a slut. I'm going down, 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 down on a man. Make sure I drink it now. Yeah, you got drunk and shit like milk, and I had him smooth like silk. So why can't I get with my cousin's hubby? She don't deserve the man, and I feel like I can't do things that she wouldn't do. And he's my boo, but you better not say nothing about what you saw. You saw us on the couch. He was hitting it. I was like, ouch. You giving it to me like a dog, and I was down. Dark like a fog. I couldn't see the light. I think it's alright, but if you start telling, we gonna know that you was yelling at the wrong people. I said you should mind your biz. You know what it is. What about then? Hmm. What about then? Hmm. What about then? Hmm. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. We should have more likes up there. We should have more likes up there. We shouldn't have more comments than we have likes. It might be hundreds of comments and all that. But, just do me that solid, please. Please, I'd appreciate it. Count Dookie. And Count Dookie says, now that I think about it, yeah, what you got, Count Dookie? What you got, Count Dookie? Mud Dog says, never okay to tell someone's business. I keep everything to myself. That's why people trust me. Cool. I see y'all point of view, but we gonna open it up a little bit. And Count Dookie said he kind of shares and resembles P. Diddy. I tell you, y'all just be grabbing the straws, man. Y'all be grabbing the straws. P. Diddy. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, son. Come on. All right, whatever. Whatever, man. I can't tell you what your eyes see. He says, kick back and enjoy the show. That's what's up. Care Bear says, I don't share love triangles. It'll backfire on me. Okay, okay. Well, you know how you probably learned that sharing love triangles backfires on you, though, right? I'm saying we normally learn that the hard way through foul trial and error. You thought that you was helping, and you ain't realized that somebody didn't want to be helped. You realized that somebody didn't want to be helped. It. Well, 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 well. Ooh, hey. I said, well, 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 well. Well, 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 well. I said, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it happens. And, okay, hello, hello. TIDOLBOEB. My dog says, wading in the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. When is it okay to tell somebody's business? I'm going to tell you like this. I think that it's okay to tell somebody's business when somebody else's business is your business. How about that? And it's interesting. It's interesting that my people's, excuse me, my people's Mud Dogs 71 says it's never okay to tell anybody's business. Sometimes people don't want you to tell their business because their business involves you and it could get them in trouble. But that's the way abusers get away with shit for years, decades. And there have been families, whole friends, whole communities that knew that somebody was doing some foul shit. How many of y'all had somebody around y'all way, or old head, who messed around with young girls and everybody knew it? Nobody called him a pedophile. Nobody called him a dog. Nobody called him nasty. What did they say? Oh yeah, he liked them young girls. Yeah, keep your little girls away from him because he get a little too interested. He get a little, but nobody straight up came out and said what he really was, which was a straight pedophile. Nobody would say it. For some reason, he was protected. Now you might say, yeah, but they was telling his business, so what difference does it make? They was telling his business, but they wasn't really telling his business to where it would look like or be like it was as foul as it was. So they was letting him get away with everybody else's daughter, everybody else's girl cousins, female cousins, everybody's, people. Come on, man. I don't know about y'all, but I had plenty of cats around my way who were like that. Oh yeah, he liked them young girls. It might have started off innocently young. He 18, messing around with somebody 14. You think like, all right, well, a little bit later, then they only 4 years apart. Yeah, but 18 and 14, it might seem like, okay, a senior in high school is messing around with a freshman in college or eighth grader. For some people, it might be half as acceptable. To other people, they looking at it like, no, that man is legal. He could be tried as an adult. He can vote. He can enter the military and die for his country. He can be held accountable for any and everything that he does. And he's held to a higher standard because he has been through certain things, knows certain things, experienced certain things that this little 14-year-old has not been through. She's just starry-eyed. She sees that, he's an older dude who likes her. He dresses nice, smells good, talks that good shit, kicks game to her, and here her little 14-year-old legs are opening. So I think that when somebody else's business involves you, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. If somebody's putting you in danger, but they want you to keep it on the low, keep it hush hush, keep it secret, so they can keep abusing you, abusing people around you, which is going to stress you out. How many of y'all have been depressed or stressed out because y'all had to keep somebody's secret who was fucked up? Now I know some of y'all hear me because we've all been through it. We've all had to keep somebody's secrets, and that shit was killing us inside. Some of those people whose secrets we were keeping seemed like they was living their best life. They out here chilling. They out here chilling, eating. You know, like everybody, you know how people be like, yeah, here's P. Diddy is out here getting his cribs raided and all of that. And he out here, you know, just at the golf, playing miniature golf with his daughters and all of that chilling. It sounds good on a headline. It sounds good to those who not listening. It sounds good to people who not paying attention. But you don't know how anybody is stressed out and the way that they handle that shit. Haywood, he gonna get me again. But at least I saw it coming. What up, Jablomi? What up? What up, Jablomi? My dog says, don't tell, just watch him get caught up. It's fun as fuck. They don't always get caught up. You know what I mean? You never know what life you might be I'm saving. But like I said, when it involves you, I think you can say whatever you want to say. You can tell whatever you want to tell until it stops involving you. If somebody's hurting you, you have the right to speak up. We tell kids, we tell our babies, though, if somebody touches you, if somebody propositions you, if somebody tries to manipulate you or trick you or lie to you, you make sure you tell me. You make sure you let somebody who cares about you know what's going on with you. Ain't that what we tell our kids? We don't tell our kids, no, keep everything to yourself. We tell them, don't be telling on your brothers and sisters. Don't be always tattletaling. Don't always be snitching. We might tell them that, but we don't. People outside the circle. Because the thing about it is, when you start telling your kids to keep secrets from you, you can't turn it off. It's the wrong kind of trust to build up. In my opinion, the best way to handle a situation with your kids, trust-wise, is to let them know that they can tell you anything, and you'll handle it with care. You'll handle it with love. You'll handle it with responsibility. You'll handle it with you'll temper justice with leniency or whatever. Let them know that they can come and talk to you and tell you what's going on with them without always having the threat of you hurting them or humiliating them. But let them know that they can always come to you for help. You will help them. You won't keep them in the same position or worse than they were. That's how I think children should be dealt with, as far as when it's okay to tell somebody's business. All right, Jablomi says, I like the video. Will you do a table slap rap for me? I just did one a minute ago, but you know one is coming up. I'll do one. He says, will you do the rap where you slap the table, please? So you're telling me that you like when I freestyle? We can do it all day, a little while, and we can come back, make sure it gets hot. We can do this shit whether or not people like when I start beating on the table or the desk. We can do this thing for the rest of y'all. I'm glad that we got this thing going on. Yo, it reminds me of when Sean was doing this thing. He told me that he felt a little titty and asked could he get with my sister. I said, hell no. I never sacrificed my sis and won't let you diss. You can't get it cause this ain't spin the bottle. We gon' put our hands on the throttle, the gas, like we are driving fast with a motorcycle. You understand what I'm talking about? You can't get psycho. I won't let nobody come in and infiltrate my circle. If you do, you know I'm gonna hurt you and make sure you suffer the consequences. I swing for the fences. And I'ma hit the ball all the way over the plate. And I don't care if you don't like or if you hate the state of confusion. We ain't losing. We making sure we winning from the beginning. I told you to make sure that you keep it 100, keep it real. And I don't care how nobody else feel. But for the time being, me, you, keep it 100 and true. And if the rest don't like it, okay. That's good enough? That's good enough? We do another one later. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can do better. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. All right. So, when is it okay to tell somebody's business? When is it okay to tell somebody's business? Is it okay to tell somebody's business when you don't know them? It's probably okay. See, you don't have to keep people's secrets when you don't know them. We normally have to keep people's business private or keep it secret when we know them, when we have ties to them, when we have built a bond with them. You know, you see somebody doing some crazy shit out there in the streets, and you don't know them, they don't know you, y'all don't have no ties, y'all not even on a name basis. Yeah, we'll tell that. That's somebody's business too. Shit, we might get our phone out and start filming it. You know, you see somebody taking a shit in the bushes like like Chris Tucker in Friday. We're like, yeah. And you know what? I wonder if I still have that video. I remember one time I was going downtown in Philly. I was going downtown in Philly, and I don't know if she was homeless. I don't know. But I know that she was taking a shit on the side of the TD Bank building. She was I got the phone right out like, look, if you going to be taking a shit out in public, you could have found an alley. I don't know if homeless food was just coming down on you and you just had to take a shit, but she leaned up against the wall. Like that was the toilet seat or the back of the toilet, the tank, and she was letting off, and I was like, she didn't tell me to stop taping because it wouldn't have worked, but I was like, come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really want to know you. Yeah, you keep going. Oh, there you go again. He's taking a shit right outside the bank here. Okay, that's what was happening. My dog says, low key, you liked it? You like watching girls poop? You know, I never really thought about it. No, I don't like seeing nobody poop. But if you do some shit out in public, you fair game, son. You should listen. If I'm walking up the subway steps and I fall and I bust my ass walking up the steps, people gonna laugh. Fair game. I can't be mad. Look, I fell in front of people. I mean, people fall down. You know, shit. It'd probably be in my best interest to start laughing too. But since you bring it up, you asking me, low key, if I liked it, do I like watching girls poop? If I see people fucking out in public, I'm watching. I'm not turning away. I'm not hiding my eyes. I'm gonna be like, huh. Free porn. I'm gonna watch the whole shit. Like, let me see this public display of fucking, like, look at this shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah. He says scat porn. What's scat porn? What up, Faded 702? Scat porn. What's that? Jablomi says, I seen a giant piping hot. Well, hold on. I saw a giant piping hot, steaming pile of dookie right in the middle of the sidewalk. It was definitely human. People in society just have no dignity this day. I cannot deny that. But in some places, the homeless situation is so bad It's so bad. Like, what are you gonna do? Because you know, homelessness is a lot, has a lot to do with mental illness, and you can't expect somebody who's mentally ill to live by the same rules as the rest of us. It is what it is. So it was definitely a bum. Okay. He says it was early in the morning, so it was steaming, and wasn't nobody around the shit. So you know that. Damn, damn, son. So it was 98.6 out there. The weather was cold, but the poop was hot. The weather was cold, but the poop was hot. I said the weather was cold, but the poop was hot. Yo, it wasn't a little, it was a hell of a lot. That thing was steaming and stinking. Had me scratching my head for a second and thinking like, yo, who's the person who owns this shit? It was a real shit. I'm talking poop like this. And I had myself wondering how the shit was as big as a cow. And she was dropping that doo-doo. I said, who did this shit to me? I wouldn't do it to you. Yeah, two girls and a cup. You know that nasty ass video, yup. What we got? What we doing? Is society fucked up and ruined? Can we save it? Can we save the babies? Yes, no, maybe. Can we make things a little better for the next generation and make sure that the sensation that we be feeling doesn't have us reeling and think that it's the end of the world? Yo, it ain't thorough. I think that we should get together and join hands and give it a couple of dollars, maybe a few bands, and get the people off of the street. Yo, the ones that I never saw, ones I'm going to meet. We have a meeting of the minds. I found that once I come around, I won't clown. If I know that you're having a problem that I can't solve, I'ma go get somebody else involved and see if they can fix this like a wrench or a leaking sink. But I really don't think that we can do that on a large ass scale. But one by one, we can get it done, son. All right. All right. He says probably about 15 minutes prior to my arrival. yo, some G, what's going on, Faded? And Jablomi says, yeah, mental illness or substance abuse for sure. You know the two often go together. Ian Ford, what up, man? Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. We are talking about when is it okay to tell somebody else's business. I say that it's okay to tell somebody else's business when they pose a danger and it involves you. So you can tell your business, even though some people might say, no, don't tell your business. Don't tell nobody nothing. And you know, we've all been in a situation where we have told the wrong person some shit. They used it against us. Or maybe we just broke our promise to ourselves. Have you ever promised yourself that you wasn't going to share nothing with nobody ever again? I'm not never telling nobody nothing again, because I don't need nobody knowing nothing about me. I don't need nobody looking at me funny. I don't need nobody looking at me sideways. I don't need nobody thinking nothing, or creating a narrative about me. We've probably all felt that way at some point with somebody. Probably. Somebody made us mad. They said something to they said something about what you told about yourself or what they saw you do, and they threw it back up in your face, or they used it against you, or they tried to blackmail you or extort you, or just make you feel like you were less than because you got into a situation. It wasn't cool, but it happens every day. But guess what? We can say that I'm never going to share my life with anybody ever again. We can say it, but is it realistic? Is it even necessary? Why can't we talk about the things that have happened to us and what's going on with us? Why can't we just work it out to the point where we become bulletproof? Like, I don't care if you know shit about me. What are you going to do about it? Okay, you know this about me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to use it against me? Sadly, you have had men who were married. You've had husbands who have, okay, this is YouTube, so you can't say words like DEATH or KILL. Okay. So we've had married men who have deleted, that's so fucking dumb, who have deleted their wives because they had another woman and a baby on the way. So rather than to just deal with the situation, deal with the divorce, deal with instead of being a man about it and going to their wife and being like, "Listen, babe, I fucked up, started messing around with this chick, and unfortunately, I'm not even ready to stop messing around with her, but I got a baby on the way, and I know it's mine, and this is what we're working with. Now, I really don't want to lose you, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't want to lose her either. So we got a decision that we got to make. I ain't gonna try to move her in the crib, but understand that I got a baby on the way and it's coming, and I'm gonna have to be taking care of this baby, regardless of what happens. Regardless of whether you stay with me or you leave, I still got to take care of this baby. It would be better to go ahead and handle that yourself. But what did they do? Because they thought that their wife will find out later on. So to protect their privacy or secrecy, they went and deleted their wife. Like, what are you, crazy? What are we doing? So because you brought another life into this world, you had to end a life? Come on, man. Jablomi says, what up, Ian Ford? Okay, the topic of discussion is when is it okay to sell? Good looking. Appreciate that. Everybody click that like. Good looking on that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Mucho, mucho, mucho. But yeah, yeah. So I think that when it involves you, when it affects you, when it's getting in your way, I think you should be able to say what you need to say. I think you should be able to tell what you need to tell. I think you should be able to express what you want to express. But when is it okay to tell somebody else's business? When it involves you or when it involves somebody else's loved one. Earlier in the show, I said that later on in the show, we need to address the difference between loving somebody and caring about somebody. Because it's not always the same thing. It's not always the same thing. It may involve many of the same elements at some times, but it's not always the same thing. Let's talk about that. The difference between loving somebody and caring about somebody. Have you ever felt like somebody loved you, but they didn't care about you? Have you ever felt like somebody cared about you, but didn't love you? If you had to choose between the two, if you see a difference between the two, a significant difference between the two, which one would you choose? Would you want somebody to care or would you want somebody to love? If you could only have one and not the other, would you choose caring or would you choose loving? You could take some time to think about it, but please think about it before, like in the next 10 minutes. I'd appreciate that. My dog says, hell yeah. I don't care which one it is so long as she put out. You said I choose lust. Okay, okay. Just don't fade. Okay. Well, see, the way I see it is like this. Haywood, you blow me. You choose love, lust don't fade. Um, the way I look at it is when you care about somebody, you'll probably be called to action. Like, for example, maybe you don't know the citizens of Ukraine. Maybe you don't know the Palestinians or the Israelis, but maybe you care about one of them or both of them or all three of them. Maybe you care. You don't know them, you don't love them, you have no ties to them, but maybe you care about the situation because there are children there, there are citizens there are seniors there is human life. And you care about it because you think like, yo, that shouldn't be happening to anybody. War is hell, and I would hate to see anybody get sentenced to hell like that. So maybe you care. It's not love because it's not personal. Even though I think that you can love something without it being personal, but we can get into that. But maybe you care. And so maybe you get politically involved. Maybe you send in money. Maybe you get involved in some type of way that will make an impact or at least make you feel better or like you are doing something about the situation. Maybe you don't love homeless people, but you care about homeless people. So maybe you go out there and you provide things for them, like in the wintertime. Maybe you give them blankets. Maybe you give them some warm food. Maybe get them to a shelter or give them something that will help them to be able to survive and be more comfortable while they're out there in the streets. You don't know them, you don't love them, but maybe you care. You give a shit. With love, honestly, I believe that love makes you care. You may not love directly, but you can show love without caring. Like maybe you tell everybody, okay, like when Donovan McNabb made it into the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame, when he was inducted to the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame, he said, "Number 5 will always love you." He didn't say Donovan McNabb will always love you. He said number 5 will always love you because number 5 was his jersey. Number 5 will always love you. And when you pick that apart, you realize like, he don't give a fuck about you. He don't care about you. I don't know if he loves you or not, but that's what he said. He didn't say, number 5 will always care about you. He didn't say that. Now, maybe there's nothing to it, but Donovan McNabb is pretty cerebral, so he knew what he was saying and he knew what he was doing. Number 5 will always love you. It's pretty stoic. Okay. Yo, the joint just went dark. Y'all still here? We good? Yo, not only did I freeze, I thought they cut the stream. It had me thinking like, yo, did I say something wrong? You know what I mean? Like, YouTube be acting funny, man. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, yo, did I, bringing up the Israeli conflict? I was like, oh, they might have sent the bullet through. All right. Did y'all hear the last thing I was saying? You said the ops on to me because I'm getting political. Yo, that's honestly what I was thinking. I was like, I might have crossed the line. That might have been the warning shot. My dog says we need to take care of our own before we worry about the rest of the world. Well, have we ever taken care of our own? That's the question I ask. Have we ever taken care of our own? Have we ever put the interests of our people, and I mean the real interests of our people, equally, or even in a fair, balanced way? Have we ever concentrated on our own? See, the thing is, politics is about money. Politics is about money. And when you fail to understand that politics is about money, you start taking politics personally. Because one thing is for sure, you know that politicians do not love you. They say, I love the American people. They say it, but you know they lying. You know they lying. But you can tell how much they care about the things that they do. But it's more like the things that they say, because there are a lot of things that they don't do, but they always say a lot. He says, no, we haven't. Everything is a transaction. We are a single dad out here trying to fucking neglect his kids. You ain't get no argument out of me with that. But since we was talking about the difference between loving and caring, you can love somebody, but if you don't care for them, it might be like you love your family member, but maybe you don't really want to fuck with your family member like that. But you my brother, you my sister, you my cousin, you my uncle, my aunt, my uncle, or whatever. So yeah, I love you, but I don't want to have nothing to do with you. So don't ask me for nothing. You don't even need my phone number. You don't come around. But I love you because I'm supposed to. But you can see I don't care. I don't care. I may not care because of something that you did to me, or I could not care because of just the way I feel. And thanks for subscribing, Mud Dogs. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot, a whole lot. That helps a lot. Ian4 says, not gonna lie, you look like Mike Tyson. I don't know, man. I know y'all telling me things I've never heard before. So what did we get tonight? We got one LL Cool J. We got a Mike Tyson. I'll take it. I'll take it. Can I get some of the bank accounts though? You know what I mean? I don't want to look like them. I need to live like them. I just need a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? You need a couple of dollars. I promise the love and care that I'm gonna give, I'm gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the difference between loving somebody and caring about them. I'm of the belief that if you truly love somebody, you will care for them, and it'll show. If you truly love somebody, it will compel you to help. It will compel you to understand. It will compel you to be patient. It will compel you to come to some type of meeting of the minds. It will compel you to try to improve a situation if you really love them. My dog says, don't forget Lil Homie trying to be relevant and call up Diddy. Who Lil Homie? Who Lil Homie? But like, yeah, you talk about, we're still talking about when it's okay to tell somebody's business, and we also talk about when you love and or care for somebody. Well, you'll probably we got to do this. I got to give this example. Your health status is your business. Everybody's health status is their business. That's your personal business. When you are in the hospital, when you go to the doctors and you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, they bring in social worker, a social worker that asks you how you want to handle your business of transparency. They ask you, like, let's say you get diagnosed with cancer. They ask you, do you want your loved ones or your next of kin or anyone to know about it? Is it okay if this is public information? And you may decline. You may say, well, no, I'm dying and I don't want anybody to know. So I don't want them to know about my treatments or my treatment schedule, and I don't want them to know about my diagnosis. Nobody needs to know. That's my business. I'll handle that. Well, let's say that somebody close to you, somebody that you care about, somebody that you love is sick, very sick, and they've told you not to tell anybody that they're sick. Well, somebody telling you not to tell, if somebody who you love and care about tells you not to tell anybody else that they're sick, might start to make you sick. Because as they're starting to deteriorate, I'm sorry, as they're starting to go down, as they're starting to get weaker, as they're starting to lose weight, as they're starting to get sicker, you're watching this, and you know everybody else can see what's going on, and it may be affecting them, and they may have questions, and you know the answer, and you can't tell them. You can't tell anybody what's going on with your family member or your loved one, I should say. Here's the problem with you keeping that secret or keeping that problem private, or you not sharing that. You know what the biggest problem with that is? They put you in a position where you can't help them. You can't get resources for them. They may have a terminal illness that doesn't have to be terminal. It could be diabetes. It could be high blood pressure. It could be HIV. They got HIV that could turn into AIDS. Now, you know, this ain't the 80s. This ain't the 90s. You can live with HIV now. But maybe because that person tried to keep it private, they're not getting treatments. They're not getting the help and the resources that could save their lives. Maybe they're ready to end their lives. But you know that you could find help for them. You could get them help. But they've sworn you to secrecy, and you don't want to tell their business. Is it okay? Is it okay if you get this off of your brain a little bit? Maybe tell your wife. It ain't pillow talking if it's your wife, is it? Might still be pillow talking. But what about a situation like that? Now they telling you that you're not supposed to tell nobody. You're supposed to keep it private, keep it secret, keep it to yourself, keep it 100. But now they put you in a position where you can't help them. You can't improve their situation. You can't save them. All you can do is watch. You good with that? You good? You good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. My dog says, the guy earlier that said you look like P. Diddy, he tried to be up with, okay. Oh, I see what you said. He tried to be up with the times because because it was popular. You know, you might be right about that. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that. So back to what we were talking about. What about a situation like that? What about a situation where you knew that somebody's health status was terminal or serious, but they told you not to tell anybody what was going on with them? How would you handle it? Or how have you handled it? Have you ever been in that situation? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to keep somebody's secret and it kept you from being able to help them? What about then? What about then? What about then? We about to get on up out of here. We about to get on out of here. So in advance, I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. I want to thank y'all for the likes. I want to thank y'all for the comments. I want to thank y'all for the participation. I want to thank y'all for just coming on through, stopping on by, Whether you acknowledge me or said hi, I want to thank you and all of your peeps and friends and for coming through. And if it begins to make you feel some kind of way that you subscribe, I appreciate you coming through tonight, checking out the live. We will be back tomorrow night for sure. I make sure I keep the door open. I'm scoping and hoping that you come through. You know how we are, and we gonna do what we got to, and that's absolutely hot. And I'm make sure that we don't send the bots. Emily Dunlap is in the house. Bow, she about to turn it out. I appreciate the love that you have given since like 6, 7 years. You, my peers, No Tears, Johnson and Johnson shampoo. Yo, I'm glad you came through. And she says, hey, my Omar, I made it through tonight. You probably just woke up. I bet you woke up, had to go to the bathroom, and you was like, hey, my peoples are here, yeah. My peoples are here, yeah. Yeah, 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 I appreciate yo, yeah, you know I can relate, yo. You get up to take you a little whiz and you turned on the show. Thanks, yo. I appreciate you so much. I'll be lying if I said I wasn't on that shit. I'm still trying to be the best man that I can ever be. We won't sever the ties. We gon' forever be the best friends. Yeah, we for life. That's LIFE. Yo, you can't test me. You can't be better than we have been, but we gon' always be the friends to the end. Salute, win. I see you. We greet each other. Keep it true. Keep it 100. Don't have to get drunk or blunted. But if that's what you want to do, I ain't going to tell nobody. You all good. Don't get strung on the one. And she says, typo, me. No, I didn't. LL Cool J, look alike not. I'm telling you. I'm telling you they used to. I'm telling you. Man, I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you, show you what I'm showing back. Let me see. All right. So you see any resemblance? That's me in 2013. No? No? Okay. All right, let me see. Any resemblance? No? See, I always kept a mustache. But there was a time, not long ago, I didn't start growing hair back on my face till 2000, the end of 2018. So no? No? Don't look like him? All right, all right. Let me see. No, that's not LL. That's me. That's Sun 752. My dog says, why you holding up a picture of... He said, why you holding up a pic of LL? Nah, said, nah. How about this one? No resemblance, right? No resemblance, right? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Definitely not that, right? No? No? All right. People. No. 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 You're right. I never looked like them. No resemblance. I don't know where people used to get that from. He said, you ain't slick. You right. You right, man. I tried it. Yo, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 10th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Number one, man. My girl, Barbara Primus Jackson, go get her for sure. I appreciate you. And Gloria Savage, happy birthday to you. And Jeremiah Jacobs, happy birthday. And my cuz, Jay Rouse, happy birthday, cuz. And Lady Lise, happy birthday. And Chris Ann Gunter, happy birthday to you. And Lisa Danielle, happy birthday. And Herbert Hall, happy birthday. Stacy Ann Campbell, happy birthday. And that's the last one. Last but not least, Stacy Ann Campbell. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious April 10th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember I said, yo, your business you can tell, but you might not fail. It can tell someone else's if they put somebody else in danger. You don't have to treat them like they're not strangers. If somebody puts you in a real bind and you can't find nothing else to help yourself, well, you can protect your health and wealth. Don't let nobody tell you under and make you wonder if you should ever open your mouth. Don't keep it closed. You do what you gotta do. You don't owe nobody else secrecy or privacy if they taking you down. You's a clown if you let somebody walk all over you while you staying true to somebody who don't give a fuck about you. It's gonna be all right if you fight for your right to party. Understand, it's hard. We gotta struggle. We got to work. We can't get treated like we gave somebody the shirt off our back and they don't even know how to act, and they constantly putting our mental in attack. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. When is it okay to tell somebody else's business? Maybe for some of us, it's never okay. Maybe for some of us, sometimes it's okay. Maybe for others of us, it depends on how we feel. You know, we didn't address this, but there's some people you can never tell your business to because they're always going to tell your business when they get mad at you, when you don't do what they want you to do, or when y'all not friends anymore. And they get to talking, they get to singing. You got me swinging. All right. My dog says, my name is Mud Dog. I'm the best. You be trying to put me to the test. I'm a real one. For sure. Wait, for sure. You can't mess with my nasty flow. I'm with it, man. I take it. I appreciate it. You like the positivity? I like it too. Good looking. He says, I'm going to call fat people Shrek. Cool. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all come on through. We're going to try to talk about something real dope. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And if you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we come on, and you can come and join in the fun. So I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Stay positive, stay healthy, Stay true.